Stuff is Charles J. That just in case you ain't heard of me, they told me it was too late. But I promise that I'll be the first to speak. Most of these rappers, they fake. But you can't have your way, this ain't Burkhead. Everybody said it won't be till they see smoke, then they realize they'd rather have turkey meat.
What it do, what it do? It's 903 Boxing. I'm your host, Charles J. Everybody say they won't beef till they see smoke, then they realize they'd rather have turkey meat. Don't need no courtesy. Baby encouraged me. I fuck her perfectly. She got me feeling like Buddy Love the way that she flirt with me. I swear Miss Purdy got perfect teeth. This an emergency. Listen. Oh, I know it's been a while. It's been a while since you've been gone. Listen, I'm back on my Texas prison shit. There's many stories I could give you, but this ain't a prison story channel, but at times I just give you a little game. I give you a little shit. I give you stories of my life and shit like that. I'm a former gang member, a lot of shit, and so I've been giving you a lot of stories about my life and things I went through in these Texas prison series. And I want to make something very clear. I know the title. Listen, don't come in here with them comments. Don't bring your ass. I'm not finna war type with you motherfuckers. I'm not finna lip wrestle or war type or none of that with you motherfuckers. I'm speaking my truth. This is what I seen with my own eyes. It's not a conspiracy theory. This is real. Tell me it's real. The feelings that we feel. Boy, I'm on my R&B shit tonight, man. Listen, anyway, now, I mentioned before, bro, out of my whole 5-year bid, the closest homie I had was a Mexican. Yeah, my boy Edgar Carrasco, straight up out of East Dallas. But I went to prison, I ain't gonna say I didn't like Mexicans, but I was told some things. It was the old heads who let me know about Mexicans. Youngsters, we go in there ready for each other. No. As a blood, I was ready for the Crips. I was ready to, put in work and earn stripes as a blood. I was excited to earn stripes and shit. Yeah, I thought this would be a great look for my, anyway. So, yeah. I'm trying to put in work on some Crips. That was my whole focus, and that was most of young. Cause I went in at 18, and most youngsters, that was our mentality. Our mentality is each other. We never really saw Mexicans as our enemies, but old heads would tell us, "You gotta watch them Mexicans, bro. You gotta watch them, bro, and they gonna slang them blades. They gon' slang them blades. Watch out for them Mexicans. I know you a blood and you ate it with these Crips, bro. But I'm telling you, when it come down to it, we black." It was the old heads that always used to say that. They always used to say that. It was old heads. Old heads couldn't stand Mexicans. Not in a hateful way, but they just knew the history and knew that it was tension. That was one of the biggest things I heard in the county jail on my way to prison. That Yeah, Crips and Bloods be beefing, but when them Mexicans and blacks beef, it's the biggest shit ever. It's gonna be blood. It's gonna be a lot of slow singing and flowers bringing if my burglar alarm starts ringing. So, I was prepared for Mexicans on my way to prison, but I was more prepared for my own. I didn't notice the love and the bond between Mexicans and whites until I stopped banging. No, my 4th year I stopped banging. And keep in mind, I think I mentioned how it happened in one of my stories, probably my 2nd or 3rd prison story. I don't know, but I did it honorably. I didn't do it by going to PC. I went to the Speaker, known knockout artist, Squeak, straight out of South Dallas. I seen Squeak was about 5'7", 180. Seen that motherfucker knock out a giant. Squeak was 5'7", 170 pounds. I seen him knock out a giant. Dude about 6'6", 260. He one of the biggest dudes on the unit. Super huge. Squeak dropped him twice. But anyway, little shit like that. But anyway, I walked up to Squeak when I stopped banging, and I hollered at him under the stairs, because that's where everything go down. But anyway, and I told him, and I never forget, he started laughing. I thought we was finna fight, but he started laughing, and he was like, man, you becoming a man. Yeah, I was 22 at the time, and I had been gone 4 years. And so, yeah. And I told him, bro, I'm just trying to do something different with my life and this and that, man. I'm trying to get closer to God and this and that. And I got to hitting him with that and that, because that's what I was going through at the time. And he was like, I respect it, bro. I'm finna tell all the bloods, you good, bro. Everything good. If you ever need anything from me, bro, it's still the same. It's all love, bro. It ain't nothing again. Ain't nobody gonna look at you different than that. So it was honorably. Some bloods did change on me, but it was some that stayed solid with me. But anyway, so it wasn't until I stopped banging that I realized Mexicans and whites got a thing going on. And also I hit a prison where it was a lot of Mexicans and it was a lot of whites, and it was nothing but Mexican and white guards. It was nothing but Mexican and white guards. That's why I really noticed it, because that was the unit where I stopped banging. It was the unit way in West Texas. It was a bunch of Mexicans, a bunch of whites. It was a lot of blacks in that prison, but we wasn't as deep. The prison I had just left was Chocolate City. It was 80% black, 90% all black guards. It was so many females, boy. It was dope everywhere. And the only bad thing about the prison I had just left from, it was them damn Africans though. It was like 10% Africans, the rest just black. So the whole hood was in there. Motherfuckers it was blood and Crip guards and shit. But anyway, yeah, them Africans was a motherfucker. But other than that, yeah, it was a unit where it was mostly blacks, and we had all the dope. We had all the women. Yeah, and like I said, I noticed the way Mexicans act when it's mostly black. It's white boys are the same everywhere, except they the same. They'll be a little more bold if it's more of them. They'll try that shit. Mexicans don't. I mean, white boys don't even trust themselves to win a battle against blacks, even if they got double the numbers. White boys don't really trust themselves to whoop us. They know they the weakest. Everybody, it ain't no secret. White boys are the weakest. They the meekest. They gonna be the calmest. They gonna stay the fuck out the way. But they do slick shit. And I don't want to. Everybody always want to point out the tough white boy they met, and it was two tough white boy. And I always want to highlight that shit. Most white boys gonna fold. Every now and then, yeah, it be a couple of them that's gonna ride, but most of them soft. Let's keep it one, bro. Every prison I ever been to, 90% of the whites was soft. 95. I only met a couple tough white boys. Most of them white boys are soft. They soft. But they the most organized. They the most organized. And I seen the way they take advantage of a situation when it's mostly white guards. Yeah. But anyway, that's a whole nother stuff. But yeah, everybody know whites are they the meekest, hands down. But the shit I seen Mexicans do when I was on this prison where it was mostly blacks, they was different. I told you, bro, they was reciting the zero songs. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4. Yeah, they was hitting Lil Kiki freestyles. Peeping in my window, month of September, riding foreign cars in the winter. I got to do it for the summertime because I'm just a pimp in my own mind. I'm living a life of grime. You know, I got a grill in my mouth and every day it shine. I got the butt. My daddy won't hit the hole. That's my shit. That's my shit. That goddamn Kiki peeping in my window, man. Anyway, yeah, they'll get to reciting that shit, and Mexicans are so cool. We get to see how they really are when it's mostly us. When it's mostly us, Mexicans are the coolest. But all jokes aside, Mexicans are good people. It's no deal. Y'all just have fallen just like black people are falling. Y'all good people, bro. Y'all good people. Y'all the coolest people to party with. Oh boy, yeah, y'all cool, bro. I got, it ain't nothing like that. I throw a little humor in there, but in all seriousness though, nah, Mexicans are good people. Mexicans are good people, and when they fuck with you, they fuck with you. So it ain't no diss, bro. But I just sarcastically gotta talk my shit. Cause Mexicans, I hear you Mexican storytellers, and y'all just act like black dudes are just fuck boys. Like we the fuck boys of prison. Bro, I've been on a prison where mostly blacks got all the weed. They had crack on the 5th floor. They was smoking crack on the 5th floor. They had everything. My cellie had all the tabs. It was a lot of shit. So what I'm saying is, I seen us break bread with y'all. Blacks break bread with Mexicans when we the majority. Bro, y'all hit joints after us then. No, cause in the Mexican rules is that they ain't supposed to smoke after a black. Not a white, but they can't smoke behind a black man. They can smoke and then give you the rest, but they can't smoke behind us. That's their rules. Mexicans can't smoke behind a black. When I was on the black unit, that motherfucker was like, they called it a club. But when I was on that prison, Mexicans they was hitting the blunt right with us. They was hitting the joints right with us. And like I said, rehearsing little Kiki songs. Wasn't none of that. A la vista cuesta, bella vista, l'amor. They wasn't reciting none of that shit. Wasn't no Telemundo on this unit. Out now, we was watching Love and Hip Hop and shit. And all kind of other shit. And like I said, Mexicans, they adjust very well. No. Mexicans adjust very well when we the majority. Because truth be told, blacks, from my experience, coming like my mama used to tell me, know your people. I know my people very well. Blacks are kind to Mexicans when we the majority. We look out for you. We give you deals on the weed. We hook you up. All that shit. Blacks was breaking bread with Mexicans in there. And we was letting y'all eat. We was letting y'all hustle. It was Mexicans. Matter of fact, it was the Mexicans for sure from Noon. Fuck, I was about to say his name. That motherfucker was a hustler though. Noon. He had a big little thing going. He was getting a lot of shit in, which really we was so dominant. Motherfucker could have really made them where you couldn't eat. Like, nah, bro, you can't get that in. But his people was bringing him that shit, and he was on Noonie. I can't think of a little bit of Mexican too, a little bit, but he was older. He and you know he had a lot of pull in the streets, and he had a lot of shit. He had a lot of money in the streets, but he was getting a lot of money in on this unit. And I bring this up in particular because there is no prison. Because you got units where it's mostly Mexicans. You ain't finna be black and have no pack on no unit where it's mostly Mexicans. You not finna hustle. You not finna get in. They not finna share with you. Ain't none of that shit. And they gonna tax you if you want to buy something. It ain't gonna be the same love. And like I said, when Mexicans are the majority, they'll start some shit. They'll start some shit over anything. They'll start some shit. So, like I said, I seen on the black unit how Mexicans are. They way more humble. They way more friendlier. They act like they like us. When you hit a unit and it ain't mostly blacks, Mexicans act tough. No. Mexicans damn near act tough. They be mugged up. And they always grouped up. See, they didn't do that bitch ass grouping up when we was on the black unit. It wasn't no group up, and them motherfuckers had a meeting every day when I was on the unit where it was mostly. They got a meeting every fucking day. They didn't do that shit over there on the other unit. They didn't do no grouping up. Because they knew better. But when it's mostly them, and it's mostly Mexican guards, oh no, Mexicans bold. And they ain't gonna share that pack. Like I said, and they will tell they people, do not fucking bring in nothing for the blacks. Don't bring in no drug. And the Mexican women, but I've seen black dudes still get the Mexican women and on a unit where it's mostly Mexicans. Cause I mean the sauce, you just can't deny it, bro. So I've still seen Mexican women still fall for the sauce and they get mad and they'll tell it on you. The black drug dealer get told on every prison. You see black dude, the black dude that's on is the most popular motherfucker on any prison. He's the most popular, and he the most hated on. And you know, they do that shit on the streets now. The cartel dude, they telling on the drug dealer that they got scoring from him. It's a lot of shit. They been doing little shit like that, and they don't consider it snitching when they snitch on the blacks. They don't consider that snitching, as long as they ain't snitching on each other. But yeah, cause that's how prison is, and I'm talking about dope because prison is ran by dope. That's what dictates who got the power. Whoever got the dope, you got the power. If it's mostly Mexican guards, the Mexicans run that prison. If it's now that's a difference. It could be mostly white guards, and the white boys still won't run the prison. It's 120 Texas prisons. It may be 2 prisons that a white boy run. I ain't heard of many. I heard Lindsay, white boys, they bold over there. It's mostly whites. But it ain't many white boy prisons where white boys are dominating a bitch ass thing. But you got prisons way over there, way out in the panhandle, way out by Mexico, like 20 minutes from Mexico. You got prisons out there, and Mexicans run that shit out there. And like you ain't finna be black and go out there, and I don't give a fuck how good of a hustle you is. They better not find out you fucking with a Mexican chick, and they better not find out you scoring. When I'm gonna tell it on you, it's gonna be, and you're gonna end up in lockup and shit. So they don't show us the same hospitality. From my experience, I've seen that. That's my biggest problem with Mexicans. That's why I like older. I noticed older Mexicans ain't nothing like this new batch of Mexicans. I keep saying that this batch of black people is the worst batch. This may be the worst batch of Mexicans too. You motherfuckers are different. You motherfuckers have changed. Used to be Mexicans used to be proud Mexicans, and they didn't really care about learning the English language like that. They didn't really care about impressing a white boy to learn English to get the job. No, they played, and some of them knew English and played dumb to the white. Mexicans just used to be different, and y'all was way more organized. So I think we've all, as a people, have become weaker throughout time. I don't know if it's social media or what the fuck, but all of us have become weaker. But anyway, Mexicans used to be, because I've had older Mexican cellies. They different. Older Mexicans, older Mexicans like black people. It's more Mexicans that's from Mexico that like black people than the Mexicans over here. It's something about when they come over here. I don't know if it's at the job interview where the white boy tell them how to act towards us or something. I don't know if it's when they fly. I don't know if it's when they get over here. I don't know. But the Mexicans over here are way more hateful towards blacks than the Mexicans from Mexico. The reason why I say that, because you got a lot of Mexican gangs. The deepest gang is the Tongo Blast. I've mentioned it. They out of Houston, Dallas, San Antonio. They from the cities. They deep. That's the deepest Mexican gang, and they cause the most chaos. Most riots will involve the Tongo Blast. They don't like us the most, but like I said, bro, they know every Fat Pat song. They know every Hog and Big Poke in them. They know all that shit, and they wear table fades, and they use the N word, and they act like us, but they don't like us the most. Okay, you got that gang, you got some more gangs, but the common difference is the Tongo Blast, and then you got the Pisces. The Pisces is the Mexicans that's from Mexico. They are the only group of Mexicans in Texas prison that are organized. Tongo Blasts are not organized at all, and they beat the fuck out of each other. Tongo Blasts beat each other up just like the Crips, because like I told you, being a blood, bro, I beat up more bloods than anything. I didn't fight many Crips, except when I called out the speaker for the Hoovers, and then we did the Crip and Blood lineup. No, I didn't fight that many Crips. All my fights down there was against Bloods, doing a violation, doing a heart check, or doing some shit like this. Or a Blood doesn't sit there and start slipping and trying to disrespect me, and then use me up, and then want to try to clown me. Now I got to beat his ass in front of it. Most Crips fight Crips. We brutalize. We don't even, Crips and Bloods don't really war that much with each other. We beat each other ass. The Crips beat the shit out of each other. Bloods beat the fuck out of each other. And the Tongo Blast, I think they brutalize each other the worst. Because on this unit I was on, they They send 3 at you, then 2 at you. This is for 3 minutes apiece. And then they send 3 more at you. I said, God damn. No. We wasn't doing no hard checks like that. Mexicans was brutalizing each other. Most of the time after they hard check, the Mexican be passed out, be knocked out. And they have to run him to the shower and try to clean him up. He be bloody, bro. They beat the fuck out you. But the Pisces are the real mess because they don't beat on each other. You rarely see the Pisces fighting each other. Them motherfuckers eat together every night. And they all love to get in the kitchen because they the best thieves. I don't know, black, we cold, but them goddamn Pisces can steal. They steal everything out the goddamn kitchen. That's why they gonna try to go. They go into the kitchen. They gonna smuggle that shit out that motherfucker. They gonna build some shit just to get them Pisces. They gonna have all the picante, all the shredded cheese, all the tortillas, and then they gonna be flipping and selling burritos and shit. But yeah, them the organ, and like I said, most of my sellers was Pisces. For some reason, I didn't never get no Tango Black, and it probably wouldn't have worked out. Cause I couldn't stand them the most. Cause they act like us, but they don't like us. They act just like us though. They talk just like us. Tell you the motherfucker they didn't learn how to do the taper fade damn near as good as us. But anyway, most of my sellers was Pisces and they was from Mexico. And like I said, them the ones used to really like when I would have come, and most of them couldn't speak English that good, but they could understand it well and they could say little shit. But that was the first time I heard a Mexican tell me that, hey, like he pointed at my skin and pointed at his and, you know, Negro and this and that. And he was just telling me that, like, Mexicans from Mexico see themselves different as the Mexicans over here. That's all I'm going to say. And they don't consider us their enemy. Mexicans from Mexico don't consider blacks as their enemy like the Mexicans over here do. Like the Mexicans and Texans in California. The Mexicans from Mexico don't see us that way. They look at it as we all struggling, bro. We come from the same shit. So, Mexicans from Mexico don't like white folks. I'm just going to say most. I don't know how much it's changed. But them old Mexican sellers I had, they didn't like white folks. They weren't friendly with the white guards. They weren't friendly with the white boys. But you know the main gang that fucks with the white boys the most is the Tango Blast. The ones who act like us, talk like us, walk like us, want to be like us, but they hate us the most. Them the ones who got this little coalition with the white boys. Because the Pisces, they stay in their own world. But it's them that really, really fucks with the white. And I peeped it when I stopped banging. I started noticing how, like I said, they would tattoo on each other. They would do little deals. They did a lot of business together. Mexicans was quicker to do business with the white boys than they did us. Like I said, when I was on the prison where it wasn't mostly black guards, it wasn't no black guards really. It was like 2 black guards on the entire prison. But they was really low key trying to handle us when it came to the business. But you still had blacks that was just was dominant, bro. I'm gonna tell you another thing. No matter what prison you hit, I've never been on a prison where I'm just saying, I've never been on a prison where it was a white boy, especially not a white boy. I've been on prisons where it was some badass Mexicans. I've been on prisons where, SA over there can fight. SA over there. Or it'd be a big old Mexican that's big, like a black, like, and cut up. You don't see it often, but you'll see a Mexican that's real big. Motherfucker about 6'3", cut up like a motherfucker. And most of the time, he gonna have some pull. He gonna have like power within their group. Normally, most big Mexicans I seen, they was a bad motherfucker. And they kind of ran shit. And, I met a few big Mexicans, but most of them are small. But the point I'm saying is, I've never been on a prison where a Mexican was feared by everybody. Every prison I ever hit, it's going to be at least a couple. It's going to be at least 4, 5, 6, more than that, black dudes that everybody's scared of, including the police. And I've seen it it's gonna be 4, 5 black dudes that everybody's scared of. It's gonna be 4, 5 black dudes that some dudes put their fucking head down when they see them. I told you, Big Jake, when I seen him knock that guard out, bro, and he made him go into a seizure, and he gave him brain damage. And like I said, I don't know how much time they gave Big Jake, but they shipped him, and Big Jake, That motherfucker hands was 3 times bigger than mine. I'm just saying, bro. I've only seen black dudes put fear into guards. From my personal experience, I've only seen a black man put fear into that white boy. That's just the only thing I've ever seen. So, but yeah, blacks are hands down the most feared. They talk that shit, but yeah, they just everywhere I've been. Yeah, the baddest motherfuckers have always been the blacks. You gonna have, man, I've seen, man, you gonna see some dudes, bro, that he can take 5 dudes at one time. You gonna see some dudes like that, bro. I'm telling you, gonna see some, and it ain't all about size. Cause I've seen some small black dudes that's some beasts. But I've seen some small dudes that got heart out of this world. But when you take a motherfucker that's by 6'7", a damn near 300 pounds solid, and he got heart bigger than Texas, that's a dangerous motherfucker. That's a dangerous motherfucker. Hey, I'm doing a video. But yeah, that's a dangerous motherfucker. But yeah, everywhere I've ever been, those were just yeah. But anyway, Mexicans and whites, I started noticing because on the basketball court, you got 2 goals. You got the elite side. Like I said, bro, I was pretty good. I ain't gonna cap like I was the best, but I was pretty goddamn good. And every now and then they pick me up on the elite side. But for the most part, the other side of the court, you see Mexicans and whites. They be hooping. It take a hell of a Mexican to get picked up by the elite blacks and shit like that. Or if it's a white, I'm gonna tell you something. If a white boy or a Mexican, if they cold and can hoop, blacks will protect them. Blacks will smoke weed. We'll share with them. We'll fuck. If you can hoop, you a white boy that can hoop and got a taper fade, blacks will fuck with you. Blacks will fuck with you. If you can hoop, or if you can rap, those are white. Without even joining our gang, if you a Mexican or a white boy and you can rap good, or you can hoop, yeah, we fucking with you. Yeah, you one of us. Yeah, you damn near one of us. Just black people, we and you know it's damn near our biggest downfall at this point. We so welcoming, but we don't welcome each other like we welcome others. It's just truth, bro. It's just truth. It's just truth. If a white boy can fight and he a blood, bro, he more protected than any other blood. Damn, motherfucker ready to go to war behind that white boy. All he gotta do is fight one time and show he'll fight. Man, we gonna go to war with him. We gonna die with him. We gonna die behind him. I've seen it over and over. I've seen it over and over. When a white boy is down or a Mexican is down with our gang, we will go to war. Especially when a Mexican is a blood or a Crip and the Mexicans trying to stud up, like they'll never do that unless they damn near the majority though. If they feel like they got the numbers on us, and like I said, it's mostly Mexican guards and shit, because the Mexican guards will slip in some shit. Motherfuckers will slip in real knives and slip them shit. You know, Mexican guards will help them. But that's the only time they'll stud up. But if they fucking stud up, blacks will go to war behind that one Mexican blood. We'll start a whole war over the entire prison. It has happened over and over. Most riots are behind it, a Mexican blood or a Mexican Crip. And we ready to go to war with them. Because, like I said, when Mexicans are the majority, they'll try to give us an ultimatum. Yeah, he gonna have to cover up them tattoos and start ripping blood, or we gonna fuck him off. Or it's it for him. And our response is always, if you touch him, you might as well touch all of us, bro. I've seen it several times. But the prisons I was on, Mexicans, they didn't even get that, bro. That's other prisons where I've heard different stories about. Nah, for the most part, bro, when we stand our ground and let you know, bro, Mexican blood good, bro. You fuck with him, you fucking with, cause Mexicans can't stand it when they'll join our gang. They cannot stand it. They can't stand that shit at all. But anyway, and also, like I said before, Mexicans, the white boy can join their gang. Whites can join their gang. Blacks can't, though. And I've been hearing this little shit about Cali, how the Northerners, they recruit blacks and shit like that. Yeah, I hear you, bro, but I don't know. I don't know. I just think it's weird. I don't know why a black man would join a Mexican gang that always wars with blacks. I just don't get it. I don't get it. Because when Mexicans join our gangs, it ain't to war with Mexicans. When Mexicans join black gangs, it ain't to war with Mexicans. They don't want no war with Mexicans. They just down with us and they like our music and our culture. That's mostly what it is. It ain't that I just love black people and I'm down for black people against anybody. It's more so you love the culture. You love Yo Gotti. You love Jeezy. You love that movie Friday After Next and Menace to Society and Boys in the Hood. And you love that shit and you love Swishers and shit like that. Most of the time it's for the swag of it. It's some cool shit. So, but when blacks join Mexican gangs, it's the war with blacks. So it's just a difference. But y'all start noticing. So, and every now and then I go over there on the side of the court where the Mexicans and whites be hooping. Because there still be some brothers over there. But I go over there and boy, I look like Allen Iverson when I go over there. When I go over there with them on the side of the court with the Mexicans and the whites, boy, I'll tell you, I look like Paul Pierce in his prime. Yeah, I damn near look like Paul Pierce when I go over there. So for my ego, every now and then I go over there and boy, I get that left hand just be vicious on them. Just couldn't stop me. But anyway, and another thing, Mexicans and whites, you are down, because blacks, you going to see us on the weight pile and playing basketball. But the Mexicans and the whites, they do activities together. They be playing handball together. Little shit like that. They mainly be on the handball court. Little shit. And like I said, they got a thing with the tattoos. They do a lot of business together. They do good business. They smoke behind each other. And another thing, Mexicans are not allowed to work out with blacks, but they work out with the white boys. So, it's just amazing that this new group of Mexicans seem to think that blacks are their enemies and the white boys their friend. It's even like that out here. Mexicans look at us with disgust. You know what I'm saying, low key, especially Mexican women. Well, when they with they men. When they body, it's a whole nother story. But I'm just saying, when Mexican women with they men and they families and shit, and they in a Mexican environment, and they see your black ass, they turn their nose up at us, like the Asians do. They turn their nose up at us. Mexicans are so white friendly. Oh boy, it's just a difference. And I know that even in the working world, I've seen jobs where it ain't nothing but Mexicans and whites. That's all it is, and like 3 black people on the entire job. I've seen that several times. You try to work with you try to work with I'm gonna tell you something, that Mexican supervisor, just because that's the new shit. Mexicans in Texas have become it used to be the house Negro, but now the Mexican is the new house Negro. He our supervisor. He our boss on the job now. And the difference between what blacks and Mexicans go through, Mexicans, they ain't encouraged to go against each other. White folks have never encouraged Mexicans to war on each other. That's just some dumb shit y'all do. It is encouraged, it is promoted every single day through everything we do for black folks to war with each other. That's why hip hop is the #1 genre. That's why all our movies, we killing and shooting each other up. White folks promote that shit more than anything. Black on black crime and violence is the biggest promoted thing in America, besides child trafficking. It's the big black on black hate is the biggest thing promoted. So what I'm saying is the reason why Mexicans don't quit jobs the way blacks do, because and you know another thing I peeped this about white folks. When the Mexican is the supervisor and they done recruited him to be over everybody, it's normally a Mexican that speak real good English. Yeah. And he much lighter, and he real light skinned, and he speak real good English. Damn near talk like a white boy, and dress and damn near talk like the white boy and wear the little cowboy pants. I just noticed that. I've noticed that, and but yeah, Mexicans are the supervisors. You know, I went to a Williams Chicken, and it was a fucking Mexican supervisor. Supervising all the blacks at the Williams Chicken. No. Number black employees and a goddamn Mexican as the head fucking manager. I say these some special kind of black people to let a motherfucking Mexican come to your neighborhood and be the supervisor over you, motherfucker. Black people, we just become weak. But yeah, Mexicans are like our probation officers now. Mexicans work for white people and they uphold the white boy law. That's what they do. Mexicans over here, that's what you do. That's what you do. And a Mexican man would much rather his Mexican daughter date a white boy than a black man. You see Mexican women fucking with white boys now. you see Mexican women and black women, but you see Mexican women fucking with white boys, and the family accepts them. The family accepts them. Black man, a Mexican man tell his daughter from birth, don't fuck with no black. So, like I said, this new batch of Mexicans seem to think, and they teach that blacks are their number one enemy. But we spend with you the most. We spend with you the most. Like I said, Mexicans and blacks used to fight together against the same enemy. White folks used to brutalize Mexicans. See, I know the history. Mexicans and blacks was damn near in the same boat, and they was both being brutalized, and they both knew who the enemy was. So I don't know, from the 80s to now, something happened and some switch to where now this new breed of Mexicans seem to think that blacks are the worst. Now, Mexicans from back in the game, they loved Ali. They loved Hagler and them. They loved Leonard. They wasn't trying to expose the black fighter all the time like these Mexicans do today. And they uplift the white fighters. Like the Kovalevs and all these motherfuckers when they was coming up, and the Triple G's like they do. Triple G had more Mexican fans damn near than Canelo. I'm gonna tell you some real shit. Triple G had just as many Mexican fans as Canelo. At the time that they fought, Mexicans was fucking with Triple G. That is a fact. Mexicans was fucking with Triple G. And I'm gonna tell you another thing. And when you look at Canelo, he's the perfect Mexican. He look white. He got red hair. He look like an Irish white boy. But anyway, but he fights slick at times like a black fighter. Cause he do little slick shit. He with the head and the upper body movement, but not so much with the feet. But anyway, that's why white folks have no problem. They had no problem making Canelo the next face of boxing after Floyd. Cause they were sick of black fighters being the face of boxing and being considered the best. So they mapped out the perfect plan for Canelo. Canelo done beat like 15 white boys. Damn near back to back. And now they calling for the Benavidez fight. And cool, and white folks are calling him on that. But and everybody can agree on that. But that's also Benavidez don't. Black fans, I told you, black fans wish so badly that Benavidez would claim us, and he claimed that's why black fans love us. They really wish that he would cross on over to us. But anyway, they calling him on the Benavidez shit, but he's still getting away with that. But the fight he wasn't gonna get away with, the fight where white folks let him know you's a Mexican. Don't ever forget that shit. I just want you to be ahead of black folks. You'll never be ahead of us. See, that's what the white boy gonna always let a Mexican know. No matter how much dirt you do for us, no matter how much you supervise us, no matter how much you pull that blade out on us, motherfucker, I own you too. He gonna let you know. So that's what they let Canelo know. They made him fight Triple G. Canelo, that's one fight he couldn't duck. He could duck Andre, he could duck Jamal, he could duck all these other fighters. They wasn't gonna let him duck Triple G. And like I said, Triple G had just as many Mexican fans as Canelo at the time. But yeah, they made him fight Triple G. And so they wasn't gonna let him duck that shit. When it's a white fighter, Mexicans gonna always know to stay in their motherfucking place. They gonna know that. They gonna know that for sure. Just like they cheering for Benavidez and for him to get the Canelo fight, he move up to 175 and fight Better Be, bro. They gonna let him know, bro, you ain't white. You ain't one of us. So anyway, yeah, Mexicans are so friendly with whites. Like I said, I've seen so many, just driving by and just peeping shit. I've seen so many jobs where I only see Mexicans and whites out there just working in harmony together. Mexicans never started no shit with whites. And in 5 years in prison, bro, Mexicans and whites never had a problem that wasn't too big to be talked out. I ain't never seen a Mexican sneak attack the white boy. They sneak attack the blacks all the time. It's always a sneak attack. Always a sneak attack. It'll be 6 months later or some shit. It's always a sneak attack. Mexicans and whites, they have never had a problem. In 5 years, I never seen them have a problem. And you know another thing, I'm gonna get off this motherfucker. White folks, they just pimp on Mexicans. Easy to pimp on. Whites are pimping on them way more than they pimp on the Chinese, because the Chinese at least got a whole continent in Asia and shit, and they got way more power than the Mexicans. So the Asians got a little sense about them. Plus, they buying up Jamaica. They buying up countries in Africa. So the Chinese and the Asians got way more power than what the Mexicans think they got. But anyway, like I said, how they got this little agenda, how the industry seems to want pushing gayness on black men and pushing it on our kids and all this and that. And I've been saying, in my opinion, white folks have always wanted us to be gay. That's their culture. Homosexuality, eating bloody steaks and shit and drinking blood, that's their culture. That is them folk. That's what they did in them Caucasus Mountains when they was up there freezing and shit and biting. Anyway, that's a whole nother story. But what I'm saying is they push this gay agenda out here and this and that, and I talk about it. But in prison, when the black dude is gay, his best friends are the white boys. White boys love the black gay dudes. Even gang, the hardcore Aaron brother motherfuckers, they love a black gay. When the black dude is gay, he can sit at the table with the white boys. Because that's another thing in prison. Everybody got their own tables. We gangbang on tables, all that shit. Mexicans got their tables. The blacks got their tables. Crip table. You got the blood table. You got the wood table. You got tables. But the only time a black man can sit at the white boy table is if he gay. Just like in Hollywood. No. When you gay, you get way more benefits. To me, that's the only black man that white folks seem to love is the gay one. That's the only one that seems to get acceptance. And it's the same way in prison. When the black dude is gay, he sits at the table with the white boys. And they feed him. And they take care of him and shit. But anyway, white boys are slick. And I started noticing that in my last 2 years in prison. White boys will sit back and know some shit finna pop off with the Mexicans and blacks. And sometimes they encourage it. The white guards will encourage it. The white guards will fuck up some shit with some dope and have the Mexicans and blacks into it. It's a lot of little shit go on. But the white, man, I've seen how the white boy, they real sneaky. Just like they is out here, and just in their nature, they sneaky people, and they love to divide and conquer. That's what the white boy do. Even though the white boy got the lowest numbers, they're the most protected in prison. That's why they rat on the wall. That's why all that extortion laws came in, because it was white boys getting extorted, and then the prison had to come up with a new law just to protect white boys. And at this point, it's the Mexicans protecting the white boy, because it's the black. Because I done been on units where we smashed the white boys. Yeah, I was on a prison where it was a dorm. We just smashed. It was just in one dorm. We just smashed them. And normally it's no retaliation for the most part, because they know they have no win. But I've seen the Mexicans damn near try to take up for them. And you know, but anyway, yeah, that's what I see. Mexicans have aligned themselves with white. It's like an unspoken. They're united. They are united in Texas and California too, especially in Texas though. Mexicans and whites have united. Mexicans, this group of Mexicans think they white. They think they are white. They think they are accepted. They think they better than us. They really think that. They really think that, and it is an alliance. They have a brotherly bond. Mexicans love white folks. Mexicans love them some white folk. That's just what I peep. That's what I see every day. That's what I've noticed over the years. That's just what I've peeped. And like I said, I ain't never seen the Mexican surprise attack and early in the morning, 3 o'clock, we coming out for breakfast and motherfuckers in their slides and shit, and the Mexicans come out with blades and shit. No, they only do that for the blacks. No, when they bring them blades out, you know it's for a black man. But the white boy took your shit. The white boy took, well, like I said, bro, black people ain't never did nothing but fuck one of your sisters and run off on the dope. That's all a black man ever did, and robbed you and went in your boots, caught you coming from the club and then knocked you out and went in them boots, because we know you keep your money in your boots. That's all a black man ever did was rob you or run off on the dope. And for the most part, most of us, when we score from you, we do good business with you. Because I'm going to tell you another thing. We keep trying to act like Mexicans are the best hustlers. No, they just got a better... let me say. Anyway, I ain't finna get into the dope game, but they have more room to roam. It's the same way I saw in prison. Mexicans don't get popped with dope like the black dudes in prison do, just like out here. When a black dude is on in prison, bro, you know he finna get popped because it's gonna be too much hating. And it's probably, and a lot of times it is a black dude that's gonna tell on him. But like when the Mexican on, he reign longer, bro. He reign longer. But now it's definitely one-sided, bro. It ain't one group of black people that I ever seen that hate Mexicans. And I ain't gonna say they hate us, they just jealous and just it's just a deep envy, bro. It's like that stepbrother you just jealous of, bro. It's just for no reason. For a reason, but it's one-sided, bro. Blacks will unite with Mexicans tomorrow if you motherfuckers accepted us. This batch of black people just want to be accepted by everybody. But nah, blacks, it would never be no war if it weren't for you motherfuckers. No. Y'all create the animosity. So, I ain't never met a black man that hate a Mexican. I ain't never met one. I met some that don't like them. But nah, I ain't never met one that hate them. And you know the sad thing, this is how I know that the hate towards black people is something real. No matter how much we war with ourselves, because right now it's a black on black war going on, and we warring with each other to even focus on you motherfuckers. That's in every prison. That's in prison. That's out here. We are beating on each other. We ain't even focused on you. We are a greater enemy to ourselves than you could ever be. But you know what? Blacks still come up getting stabbed. Blacks still get shot down in the street by the police. Even though this group of black people kill each other and we destroy ourselves more than ever, they still kill us. So what kind of hate do that tell you? You killing a man that's killing his motherfucking self. That's some deep hate. That's some deep hatred. So it's deep, bro, because they know. So they know. That's why when black people group up and it's on some positive shit or we stick together, it has always scared America. That is their greatest fear, that black men gonna stick together. That is their greatest fear. 10 black men united can shut down a whole goddamn city. That's what I think. I just think we forgot our power. 10 black men united can shut down Dallas, Texas right now. Can shut the city down. United. That's always been their greatest fear. So everybody play on the division of black people. Everybody know we divided. That's why I say the Mexicans, bro, y'all trying to war with, y'all trying to act like we your number one enemy. Bro, we are our own number one enemy. We war with ourselves. It just, every now and then one of you motherfuckers get out of line and one of our homies beat up one of you motherfuckers, and you can't take that L. Most riots because the Mexican can't take that L, bro. You get whooped every time. It's always one black dude beating up one Mexican and you motherfuckers can't take it. You can't take that loss. You can't take that loss. 98.9% of the time when a Mexican in prison fight a black, they get their ass beat. 99.9% of the time when a Mexican fight a black, he gonna get whooped. The Mexican get whooped. And the Mexicans can't stand it and they come out with the blades. And like I said, this blade shit, y'all try to act like y'all so vicious and shit, bro. That's some get up off me shit. Blades have kept Mexicans safe. It has kept a lot of pressure off you. Blades is what guns is out here, bro. I told you, most of these motherfuckers couldn't even have a trap house without that pistol. Because I could walk in there and slap them in their motherfucking mouth. This is 903 Boston. I'm your host, Charles J. With that, I'm out.